Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of A Trip Around the Multiverse with your host, the man who came back on borrowed time, but then signed a 3-year contract at another company, Carl Charles, and
the man formerly known as Sexton Hardcastle, CY Chung.
And in this episode, we are moving on to the final part of our look back at the career of Edge, or should I say, Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, in the WWE.
Yeah. Now we left off at Royal Rumble 2010, but just let me point something out slightly beforehand.
Yep.
I watched a match with Batista, Undertaker, and Edge.
Yeah.
I think it was 2007. It was Armageddon, right?
Yeah.
And they did start having the Edge heads, aka Brian Myers and Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
Started so Edge got thrown out of the ring.
Yeah.
And then he spawned another Edge came in.
Yeah.
He got trick slammed, got rid of, and then another Edge came in. I was like, I think they should have kept on going, by the way. Edges just spawn out of everywhere. And you got Batista and Undertaker.
One spawns out. Yeah.
Exactly. Then you got Batista and Undertaker just signature moving all these bunch of Edges until actual Edge comes in and does stuff. It would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that was a miss.
Just under the ring, the whole mass of Edges.
That was a missed opportunity on their behalf. They could have done it.
Yeah. Because then when I had the entire roster have blonde, dyed hair. Anyone who has blonde hair, dye it blonde. And oh my goodness, they had to draw the tattoos on them people as well.
Oh yeah, which didn't look too bad, but
yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So yeah, Edge had an injury. He was tag team with Jericho. He had an injury. Jericho continues tag team reign with the Big Show, while trash talking Edge while Edge was injured. Yeah.
Jerry Show. Yeah.
All building to the Royal Rumble 2010, where Edge was a surprise entrant because he wasn't supposed to be recovered by that point.
Yeah.
And I think they also missed something here as well, because if Jericho wasn't the champion at this point, however, he was one of the last... Gone?
Did he wait? I don't remember when he won that title.
Yeah, the next month.
That was it, yeah.
Because I remember that because of something else as well, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay,
yeah. So Jericho was the final. It was Jericho, Edge, and Cena, the last people in the ring.
Yeah. And
Edge chucked out Jericho.
Yeah.
And then threw John Cena out. But I think logically it should have been Jericho and Edge, the last two.
Yeah.
However, which way you want to go it, yeah? But John Cena did not need to be the second to last person because he was not feuding with any of those two at that point.
No. Yeah,
so it kind of just didn't make sense. No. Especially since they were building a feud while this guy wasn't on TV, so you would have thought he'd get his shine when he comes back.
Yeah, which would make more sense in a way.
And then there was an elimination chamber for the World Heavyweight title, which Undertaker had, and you will also remember this once I say it, but this is where Shawn Michaels wanted his last match with the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And so he super kicked while Jericho and Undertaker, the last two in the ring, and Jericho just getting completely trashed. Shawn Michaels was dressed as the cameraman and super kicked Undertaker, and then Jericho just crawled over and pinned the Undertaker while staring at Shawn Michaels, which is what Edge did when Matt Hardy helped him beat Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, it all comes full circle.
Yeah. And that's when you get to Edge versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania, which is like, okay, they had Jericho building message feud by himself, right?
Yeah. They
get their kind of build moment, and then it's for a title, but a title won like 4 weeks before.
Later. Yeah. There's no sort of like. It's kind of like the Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt one, which was kind of pointless, and it made sense but wasn't, because the title kind of. There's a whole bunch
There's a whole bunch, by the way, of Randy Orton title reigns, which also didn't make sense.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and then...
Edge, by the way, keep on winning and losing titles, and then I think he should have had an extended run at some point, by the way, with one of the titles, whether it was face or heel, right? Probably better as face, because then he would get clean wins, yeah? Even as a heel, though, just needed something, like, it's something that lasted a decent amount of months. Because
we'll probably get onto it later, but like his last run, literally his last run as champion was quite a long one. I think at the time that was like the longest in SmackDown history at that point.
Are you talking the World Heavyweight title?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so you said, back to
well, wait. No, that's not quite right.
That's what the Wicked Empire told me.
Hold on. When you say his last run, do you mean between when he lost it to Dolph Ziggler and then and then won it straight back up Dolph Ziggler as one continuous run? Because
I think it
doesn't count as one continuous run.
Because it says here record-breaking world heavyweight champion between 2010 2011. So it might be after that, and then he had it till he had to retire it. But
no, because well, we'll get to that in a minute, right? Maybe it will make sense of our timelines afterwards. But
back to the Elimination Chamber.
Well, unless you're thinking, by the way, of WWE Championship, which was slightly different because obviously different championships, the lengths of run are different. But Jericho and Edge for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 26, and he tried to get the spear chant over, which didn't happen.
Yeah.
Not to say it's his fault or anything like that. It was already a world title caliber athlete, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what they were trying to do.
Yes.
Like his baby, like as that kind of face, pandering to the crowd kind of face, I don't think he works.
No.
Especially as well, since I think the match was fine itself, right? It's just that Edge lost, and then he beat up Chris Jericho on the SmackDown afterwards, or was it Raw?
SmackDown.
Yeah. Jericho come out with all the what's it called? All the bandage rib and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then only to get beat up by Edge, and then Jack Swagger crashing on Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
All right.
Yep.
I was like, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought, because it made sense to me at the time that Edge was going to win at WrestleMania, because it kind of makes sense. He came back from an injury.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Then he kind of wins, but then Jericho winning made it less predictable. So I was like, that makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, but then Jack Swagger cashing in. It was like, not to say whatever, right? Because they didn't do anything with him afterwards either, right?
Yeah.
But it was just one of those things where it's like, where was he at this point? Position wise, he was nowhere near the title. Well, they weren't pushing him near the title picture. He just seemed to be like a guy keeping the Money in the Bank warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I
have Swagger. I think they had bigger plans for him, and then they realized, wow, he's not actually what we.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I had actually between this run which was okay.
Yeah.
He had this world title match with Randy Orton, which was some sort of weapons match. I think it was an ODQ. I can't remember exactly. But I was watching it, and I was like, this is kind of funny, because the heel, Jack Swagger here, is not using any weapons whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the face, Randy Orton, he's the one bringing out outside interference. I know, to be fair, Jack Swagger did actually end up winning the match, but it's just kind of funny to see
a match tailored to the heel, and the heel didn't use
exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of backwards.
Yeah. Anyways, So.
Because after that, Jack Swagger cash in all that stuff, and then Edge got somehow brought into the feud between John Cena and the Nexus, or WWE and Nexus. Yeah. Which was weird.
Which was like July-ish.
Yes, July-ish, and then in SummerSlam they had that 10-man tag match when he was part of the
which
team.
by the way, which is kind of funny, because once again he teams with Chris Jericho, even though they had a feud early in the year. But hey, you know what I mean?
Stuff. Reasons.
Which I found hilarious, by the way. And this SummerSlam match where you're saying it was the Nexus versus John Cena,
WWE?
Chris
Yeah.
Jericho, Edge, Bret Hart,
Yeah.
and the Miz thought it was him, but it wasn't. It was Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan, right?
Yep.
But I believe this is where also it was like, if the was there something about the Nexus winning?
Yeah, if Nexus win. Oh, what was the stipulation? Because I remember before the stipulation was if John Cena loses, he joins the Nexus. Then he got fired and got rehired. But there was a stipulation behind this match, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it was. Right, I think it was something about do they get fired?
I think so. Yeah. Something about they get fired. Yeah.
Or something. I'll come back to me in a minute, right?
Yeah.
But what was funny was Chris Jericho decided. Okay, if it was okay, so the Team WWE, whatever you want to call them, Team Cena, we're gonna have a match with the Nexus, and the stipulation is the people, if Team Cena lost, then they would get fired. If we're going correctly, right?
Yeah, sounds something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might not be, but we'll probably we'll realign if we go.
Yeah. If we remember. Okay.
And what happened was Chris Jericho's like, all right, well, this is going to be my logic, which is not logical. He's like, right, so we have to have the match. If the match if the match happens, then we could lose our jobs, right?
Yeah.
So if I attack my opponent, my teammates, and stop the match from happening, we won't lose our jobs. I'm like, yes.
Sure.
I'm like, right, so you tried to just be super smart.
Yeah.
Stop it. If the match never happens, I can't lose my job. Excellent move.
Makes sense.
As far as heel logic goes, that's actually amazing.
Yeah.
Well. So, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, as far as what you say, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Independently of certain other things, it makes sense, yeah? But if you beat up your team members and they're still able to, and they're injured going into the match, wouldn't that make you more likely to use your job?
Yeah, to lose because, you're going in a disadvantage as your team are hurt.
And then, I don't know what else as well, but during the match, he left the match as well.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so none of this makes sense?
No, none of it makes any bit of sense, but...
Yeah.
Hey, I guess?
Yeah.
As Ryback would say.
Yeah. But yeah, that's also where John Cena somehow took a DDT onto the floor and took 450 and still managed to win, which Jericho and Edge were both behind the scenes were saying no, because
this is dumb.
That'll just make the Nexus look bad. I don't know if they were saying specifically whether they were going to win or not.
Yeah.
Right? But in a 2-on-1 situation where certain things happen, it's just but then you're going to win still. So
yeah.
Why do you need to be so potent in your
Yeah, it's like what are you gaining from any of this?
Yeah.
But hey, most of them end up doing fine, so
yeah. So but also the logic of Chris Jericho and Edge just back together after being, to be fair, it wasn't even a blood feud, but I think that their mutual hatred of John Cena was probably enough to bring them together again.
Yeah. Because then I think after this, if I remember correctly from my brain, is he, because he was on Raw at the time, yeah. So this is also when they had that stupid.
Oh, hold on, sorry. No, there were 2 matches with the Nexus. One was at SummerSlam, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was one afterwards, so there was a 7-on-7 on SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And there was a 5-on-5 against the Nexus on Raw as well. So I don't know if we're mixing up both those different matches as though it was one combined match.
It doesn't make a difference.
But definitely SummerSlam match, John Cena won where he didn't need to win.
Yeah. And then, he was on Raw, and then he was in, I think, the month after, so this would be September.
Yeah.
He was in a 6-pack Eliminator Challenge match for the title for the WWE title because Randy Orton was champion at this time, and then he lost. And then at the same time as this was going on, they had the mysterious general manager on Raw, anonymous general manager.
Yeah.
And then Edge snapped on on Raw, sorry, and then he got kicked. No, he snapped, and then he got swapped to SmackDown for CM Punk.
Yeah. Is this afterwards when the computer was telling Edge not to give him the side eye?
Yeah.
Edge, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me. Don't stare at me with that.
Yeah, so he
with
just destroyed the
your eye.
laptop and went all crazy. Yeah.
And then he beat up the he just beat up the laptop, right?
Yeah. And then I think I forgot actually no, wait, did I think it? Because just before this, at Hell in a Cell, just because after Hell in a Cell we did this. Yeah, I don't remember this match whatsoever. He wrestled against Jack Swagger, which I believe was for the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, I could be wrong. This was like 15 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And he lost. And then then he went to Smack. Then he went to no, just a normal match. Sorry, it was just a normal match. They might have been a feud at this point. I doubt it. But yeah. So then he went to SmackDown, and what happened after that? I'm trying to remember now from the top of my head. He went to SmackDown.
Is this where? Wait, yeah. Is this where? So at some point he had a feud with Kane, and is this where? Wait, hold on. Who buried Paul Bearer? Sorry,
I think that's a bit later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wait, is that when Kane kills Paul Bearer?
Someone kills Paul Bearer, right? But then Paul Bearer's been killed multiple times.
Because one time Undertaker killed him with the cement. That was like in 2005, what it was, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then I think
low key, by the way, Paul Bearer is just as immortal as Kane and Undertaker, but people don't know it.
Yeah. Because I think this is it. Yeah. Yep. So now I remember now. So he went to SmackDown. Then he became part of Team SmackDown for bragging rights.
Yeah.
And they won. And then after that, Edge became _1 contender at Survivor Series. Yep. And then he lost the match to David Otunga.
Yeah.
Because Paul Bearer interfered. And then, this would led to him kidnapping Paul Bearer. And I think he kidnapped him. And Kane found him in a freezer. And then, if I remember correctly, Kane said something about, "You're the reason why I'm weak," to Paul Bearer, and left him in the freezer to die.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose that does make sense somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, murder on TV, cool.
Yeah. Again, it's not the first time that Paul Bearer's been murdered on TV.
No.
And it's not like when people get buried alive and then resurrected with no.
Yeah.
This, by the way, this is the Kane run where he won the World Heavyweight title by pinning Rey Mysterio after cashing in the Money in the Bank that he won that night.
Yeah.
And then where he started to choke slam people because it's like someone put the Undertaker in the coma, and it turned out it was Kane that put the Undertaker in the coma.
Yeah, because isn't there one where he said it was Ray, murdered Ray, and then it finds out it was him. Yeah, I remember.
And and then I forgot that this feud actually ended up with Edge with the title. But then again, at this point where Edge is just having title runs left, right, and center, just like, okay, well, I'm not surprised it actually came back to him.
Yeah, which kind of made sense at the time when you think about it.
Yeah.
He was probably the only person at that time that would probably, because I think Batista would have been either out of the No, I think this is when Batista. Because Batista recently, if I remember correctly, turned a heel, murdered John Cena, became WWE champion, and then they had that last man standing match where John Cena killed Batista, which threw him off to Hollywood.
Yep. The spotlight on me while you're doing a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Which is probably one of the greatest versions of Batista.
Yeah, man. Oh, I love Batista, man.
So but I just remember Kane had a decent length title reign.
It would have been from Money in Bank, which is normally like June.
Yeah, June, July-ish, yeah.
Yeah, to November. So yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. Then
December,
and and then for some reason, why was Vicky and Edge beefing?
I think they were beefing from before. I think it just stemmed over from he divorced it there and all that stuff. And I think it's that, if I remember correctly, it was just she never forgets being scorned by a man. So
but no, but that's the thing, because like we were saying before, right? Because I was just trying to get my timeline straight as well. When Edge came back at Survivor Series, Vicky's like, he's here, even though earlier in that year Vicky was having problems with him. Yeah. And so now, when all of a sudden, when you look at it this way, you're trying to make sense of it. It's like, no, they just decide on their own whims when they whether they still have problems or not, right?
I think I remember. No, I think I know it was now, because I think when after that bit, when he came back and she brought him back, I think they fell out. I can't remember what, we might have discussed this already, and then. She was beefing with him at this point because she had her new boyfriend Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. Yeah, and she trying to say, I got the younger, better model, whatever. Yeah.
Now, no, not that. How much of a fan of Dolph Ziggler are you, by the way?
A huge fan of Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I'm not gonna beef on him at this point in his career.
Yeah.
I don't think he was at that title contention, right?
No.
But basically, Edge got stripped of the title. Was he not allowed to use the spear or something like that?
Yeah.
So, anyways, he had this. Yeah, his feud with Dolph Ziggler. Even though Dolph Ziggler was like, you're not title worthy at this point. You've just come and shake people's hands and said you're Dolph Ziggler. So yeah. What's that about, right?
Yeah.
So I think Edge. What happened? He somehow lost the match with Dolph Ziggler. No. He beat Dolph Ziggler in a couple of matches, right?
Yeah.
And then he lost the title. He got stripped of the title because I believe he used a spear that he wasn't allowed to use.
Yeah.
And then Vicky Guerrero just gave the title to Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. So technically, Dolph Ziggler actually never won the title when you think about it realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. He didn't even win the title. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then Edge beats him for the title that very day somehow.
Yep.
He gets a title match, which is really weird, because if you're heel general manager, why would you be giving someone else the title shot against the guy you just gave the championship title to?
Wait, I remember correctly. Go. She was acting general manager, and then Teddy Long came back and said, no. Player.
He said, did he say this? Hello, players?
Yeah. And he went to Vicky, hold up there, player. What you say doesn't go. I'm rehiring Edge, and he gets to fight. Wait, what? He gets to.
Well, logically speaking, he probably said something about how he can have a title. He can have his rematch for a title he never lost.
Yeah,
so,
basically, I think it was, and then
Which, by the way, when it happens to other people that they don't have plans for, they don't do that stuff.
No.
The title rematches happen when it's convenient.
Yeah, man. That's a wrestling trope. It always is. Like, if we want to make it convenient, this person's rematch.
Well, some people did not clearly have a world title rematch clause if they lose it. Then, because I think that's where they brought it up as well. Some people actually, for some reason, didn't have that clause.
Yeah, which is a weird thing to
nudge, wink, wink, which means this guy, we're moving the feud on to someone else.
Yeah. We're never gonna give him a rematch. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
So stupid. Yeah, and then so he won that back, and then so between this whole thing, that's when he became the first person to win. I think they have the WWE, the WWE version of the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
He was the first one to have that 7 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so I got that wrong about he had the longest reign. Yeah, it's because he was the first person that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But yes, and this is where, for some reason, Alberto Del Rio was this is where Alberto Del Rio won the 40-man Battle Royal Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, the largest in history until the one in Saudi Arabia happened a couple of years ago. Yeah.
And for some reason, they with Alberto Del Rio's vignettes as though he was a. I don't. You know what? I never got the gimmick to be. No, I got the gimmick, but I never got why they pushed this guy so much to begin with.
From what I hear, they wanted another Latin America, a Latino star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though you had Rey Mysterio, but I guess they want the heel one as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I just didn't see anything special about Alberto Del Rio, the Mexican JBL.
Yeah.
At that point, like the
worst version.
Razor Ramon. Right, if you gave me Scott Hall, even though I know he's not Puerto Rican, but whatever, right?
Yeah.
If you gave me Scott Hall's Razor Ramon, that guy, yes, right. But I get it, I get it just by seeing these vignettes and stuff like that.
But like, I'm pretty sure at this point they still had Carlito, so you know what I mean. Like, he's more like charismatic and like pretty more likable than. I
think what rubbed me wrong about Alberto Del Rio's thingamajigs vignettes is he come across as smug and pompous all the time.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was like I think he's meant to be a heel, but it didn't come off like a heel threat kind of, it's just like, oh yeah, this is my destiny. I'm just like completely egotistical. Like, he wasn't hammy egotistical. That's the thing. He wasn't enough of. I don't know what they were. Yeah. Anyway,
it seemed dangerous or anything, but
yeah. Even though he had done some MMA fights before.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is where he teamed up with Tyrus. Not Tyrus.
Brodus Clay. Yeah.
Tyrus, what his later name was, but yeah. And Edge was having his world title match. And he was saying, I think at this point where he speared Tyrus on the outside, he felt something go funny in his neck.
Yeah.
And he was having problems with it before that.
Yeah.
So he won his match. What's it called? He won his match against Alberto Del Rio, and then the next night
No, wait, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so he won his match at WrestleMania against Alberto.
Yeah.
And him and Christian united. It was fun times. And then I think they were trying to lead up to a rematch
with Alberto?
Yeah, at the next pay-per-view, I want to say Backlash might be on.
This is also, by the way, where I don't know if they were priming as well an Edge and Christian feud after this at some point.
Yeah.
But Edge had the world heavyweight title he left on the chair somewhere, right? And Christian was like having a good stare down at it, and Edge came back to pick it up. Yeah. Yeah. And they were like not a little bit of tension, but just like, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah. This could be.
That's on your
Yeah.
Something's on your mind clearly, but you know.
Yeah, because then I remember I think it was on the Raw SmackDown. The same week, the week after WrestleMania, there was a spot where I think this would have been where he speared Tyrus and he felt the neck thing.
Oh, is that one?
And then he went to the doctors and they said, "Yeah, dude, no,
no, cut that out right now.
If you like living, you need to stop." So
yeah.
So then, he done his retirement speech.
Yeah, which was
pretty sad, man.
Yeah. It was very genuine, right?
Yeah.
It was like one of those where you're like, man, this guy, he's done what he could, but his body's failing him.
Yeah, and because he was only like 37, I think at the time. Yeah,
stuff like that. He wasn't particularly old.
No,
but at this point though,
those ladder matches, kind of.
Yeah, you didn't need to do any more though. There's nothing left for you to do in this career. Obviously, as far as money goes, yes, right?
Yeah.
And you could have more matches, but as far as world championships and all that stuff, being in the headliners, world title contentions, all that stuff,
Yeah, he didn't need to.
You know, he could have ended there and been fine.
Yeah. He'd done everything, basically.
He probably done everything that he wanted to do as well.
Yeah.
So
it was like, it was sad, but I was like, you know what?
Actually, no. The last thing he had to do was help his buddy Christian win the vacant World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
That was so Alberto Del Rio and Christian had the world title match.
Basically,
right?
yeah, he got surrogated. He was Edge's surrogate, basically, and it's like, hey, you're the closest thing we have to Edge. You can take his place. Yeah.
Stuff like that, right?
It sounds really bad, but
yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they kind of just ruined Christian's run right out. Look, I was happy for the guy when he won the world title, right? And then next 2 days later when he lost it on SmackDown, I was like, of course, right? Of course.
Yeah.
And then as far as the Edge is concerned, because so Randy Orton then won the title of Christian.
Yep.
Christian then had to turn heel.
Yeah.
Because of course, right?
He's a better heel.
And then put in a clause for the rematch for after he lost, I think, a rematch or something like that. Put in a clause saying if Randy Orton gets disqualified, then Christian will win the world title, and then Christian goes and spits in Randy Orton's face during the match.
Yeah, and then Randy Orton kicks him in the dick.
and then gets disqualified, and Christian wins the world title, and then Edge blazes him by saying, "You're the only person that's ever won a world title in a disqualification, even though Abyss won it by disqualification, but obviously in the world of WWE, nowhere else exists."
Yeah. Well, yeah. To be fair, this is TNA.
But it's just one of those things where, man, okay, and then Randy Orton would win the title off Christian to cap that feud off, only to lose it to Mark Henry, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
which I thought, as a side tangent, that Mark Henry was going to just lose it back to Randy Orton. But no, he had it for a bit, so I was quite happy about that.
Yeah. But logically speaking, right, why didn't you just have Christian keep the title until he handed it off to Mark Henry?
Yeah.
Could have just given that babyface run, and then, and then that's that. Mark Henry, if you're going to... And if at this point, if you're building Hall of Pain Mark Henry, then you can use the baby face that you've given the sympathy from a guy who's left, even though he to be fair, Christian made his own way to the top as well.
Yeah, but I always felt like in WWE, Christian always, and even now, to be fair, he always works better as a heel. Yeah, because
okay. No, fair enough. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't. What's the point in Christian won the world title, Randy Orton then winning off Christian then winning off Randy Orton then winning off Christian again, only to lose to Mark Henry. Should have just either had Christian keep it all the way to Mark Henry wins it, or Christian win it, then Randy Orton win it, and then Randy Orton lose to Mark Henry. No need to change it back. But then at the point, you firmly are saying that Christian belongs not at Randy Orton's level, which is what they were saying anyways, right? You'd have just been better off having Christian start having a good babyface title run to establish another main eventer.
Yeah, but
but in the world of WWE, when Vince McMahon is the reason Christian left in the first place is because Vince didn't want to push him. So,
but I kind of feel like if they kept Christian as a face and that stuff, it would just been like a cheap knockoff of Edge. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think they are different enough as characters. And
different enough as character because of what just happened. And everything, it just be kind of like, hey, you're just substituting Edge with Edge Light.
Well, yeah, but that's why you make him into his own man during his title reign.
Yeah,
and to be fair, he was different enough already. By the way,
it's
not like it's not as if, by the way, you're having a clone of someone like the Edgeheads, right?
Yeah.
You could say that Ryu and Ken different.
But I just think at that moment of time, because of how Edge had to retire and that stuff, I don't think it would have kind of looked that way.
Yeah, look, I get the sympathy rub, by the way.
Yeah.
Which, logically speaking as well, how you win it with your best friend there does make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should have been his handoff, his final rub to Christian for you got a title now. You're your own man. Go do what you need.
And he did and lost.
And then instead of, by the way, instead of Ryu and Ken, it could have been Edge as Batman and Christian as Nightwing. Yeah,
but Batman's always above Nightwing.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Yes, but he's own distinct separate entities. Not like Nightwing's going to become Batman.
But like Batman's always above Nightwing, sadly.
Well, the way they're booking it as well. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Always Edge, they're going to have priority over Christian.
Yeah.
In WWE, anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was that, and then I can remember bits and pieces of Edge, by the way. But I don't. Did he do anything significant until the Authority angle?
No, you just come back every now and then and say, "Hey, I'm Edge." Like, oh, hi, Edge. Hey.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah. So would this be, if I remember correctly, though, you'd have to tell me where. Who was it? Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Was with the Authority, and did he win a title shot or something? I can't remember exactly what it was, right?
Yeah.
But then he challenged John Cena for something, and to reinstate the Authority. Yeah.
Yep.
So then they beat up Edge. They drag Edge to Edge, put him in a concerto position, and basically I will break his neck with a concerto.
Oh no, what a concerto! Basically, he put his head on the Money Bank briefcase, and he's gonna stomp him on. Yeah.
Literally murder someone live.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then John Cena's like, you know what? Yeah, I kind of do need to save you because that's not cool.
Yeah, even though we've been beefing since way back when, right?
Yeah, but they have respect for each other.
By the way, would you say John Cena's number one rival is Edge?
I would actually say, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
they both realistically came up to that main event level at the same time. So yeah.
Even though I would say John Cena, like as far as high priority angles, The Rock was one of them.
Yeah.
However, how much did John Cena need that particular rub from The Rock is one thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'd say CM Punk is the other one as well. But that's more in-ring work and extended feud.
Yeah.
That they gained each other's respect from beating each other up.
Yeah.
Whereas with Edge and John Cena, they never gained each other respect, even though they beat each other up.
It went until this point where I think like earlier that day, Edge and John Cena's like, we've gone through our battles, but you know what, John, I respect you, and then that's what I think kind of led to this bit. But yeah. They were always I would say that. Yeah, he's number one rival. Yeah,
and then wrapping up that, is there anything significant?
Then we had the Edge and Christian show, which is pretty cool.
The Edge and Christian podcast as well. Of awesome. What they call it?
Reeks of Total Awesomeness or something.
Yeah.
And then,
which, by the way, Christian also is retired at this point because he has concussions.
Yeah, because Christian retired like 2014, isn't it? Yeah. Because of concussions. Even though he had a lengthy stay in there as like in the Continental Champion around this time, but yeah. And then it's on and off appearances every now and then.
Edge getting inducted in the Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah,
which is really strange considering usually everyone's completely retired by the time you get in the Hall of Fame.
But he was.
But they probably
So at that time, we all thought he was completely retired at that point. Yeah. Because he retired in 2011, 2012, he got put in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And,
which was kind of quick though when you think about it.
Yeah. Medical science, all right. And then it wasn't until 2019, or at SummerSlam, where Elias was performing, and then Edge came out and speared him, and everyone's like, "Wait, what? Edge can spear people? I thought he was a cripple. What's going on here?" And then this is when like all this rumor starts circulating, like, oh, is he really? Wait, can he wrestle again? Who knows? Oh.
Yeah.
And then people would ask him, oh, can you wrestle? He's like, what? No, I can't wrestle. I can barely walk. Winky, winky.
Nudge, nudge. Oh, this is where he was also doing that show. What's it called?
Oh, yeah, he also did Haven, innit?
That's it. That's
my mum watched that. She liked that. Yeah.
And he was also in Vikings, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was in Vikings as well. Right until it finished. He was also in what's that? I was about to say what's that? I don't know. He was in an episode of The Flash as Atom Smasher.
Atom Smasher. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, so random. Yeah, and then WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, sorry. Then we get up to 2020, and Royal Rumble is happening, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, cool, the Royal Rumble. This is a fun time of year. Everyone, even lapsed wrestling fans, watch the Royal Rumble. Oh, this is cool."
Yeah.
And I remember watching this, and then all I heard was, "You think you know me?" Dun 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 dun. And I'm like, ah! My mind exploded, and he came out, and it was cool because you could see in his face is like, "Wow,
they remember me."
Not that, like, it was surreal to him, like, that's a quote from his song. But yeah.
Yep.
And like just seeing him like in awe, like, oh wow, I actually, after 9 years I'm back. And it was awesome.
Yeah. I thought it was just going to be a one-off, by the way, as well.
Same.
So, not to say, oh, he's not going to have an extended contract or something, but the Royal Rumbles is where they usually throw people in for like short appearances, and then they're never seen again for. But no, man came back to do work. Whether you want to say how frequent he was going to work, well, that's one thing, right?
Yeah. But it was good because then, so obviously he eliminated Randy Orton, didn't it? And then the next night on Raw, Randy was like, "Hey man, that was cool that you're back. Yeah, we're friends. Let's reunite. Rated RKO." And they're just like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." And then as he walks away, Randy Orton beats the crap out of him.
Well, that's because it's Randy Orton.
Viper's on a Viper.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, which kind of led to them to have a match at WrestleMania 36, but...
Is this the pandemic match?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
pandemic. I watched this... Well, you know what's really funny?
Oh.
So, I actually was watching that a couple of days ago, and then I didn't realise, actually...
Yeah.
That between the Royal Rumble and at WrestleMania...
Yeah.
There was no people in the crowd. For some reason, I thought it was the WrestleMania afterwards. They had that last man standing match because it was like just completely, devoid of audience.
Yeah. Because I know.
So I thought,
because they have this last man standing, which was long, but it was all right.
Okay. Let me. Is this also the WrestleMania where AJ Styles and Undertaker had a Boneyard match?
Yep.
Okay. There wasn't on this. Here's the thing, right? The Boneyard match, how you're going to say whether you liked it or not, I did enjoy it afterwards, right? When I first watched it, I was like, okay. But I got it. I was like, all right, as a cinematic match.
Yeah.
Fine. AJ Styles did get beat up a lot more than I expected, right? Yeah. And I would have preferred Undertaker be the dead man Undertaker, only because he could have done that Jason Voorhees sit up from nowhere. And so, like, when you had Luke Gallows and all the other Druids and Carl Anderson attack him, right? And then he just appears somewhere else.
Yeah.
They could have just done that stuff. Anyways, I think how they did it in a pandemic match was really good because they were talking crap to each other while fighting. Right?
Yeah.
Where I was watching Edge and Randy Orton have their match, and all you hear is huffing and puffing. Obviously, the oomph of the strikes and the actual contact.
Yeah.
But no,
real
nothing.
World. Yeah.
Like no effects of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the commentators filling in certain space, but they I don't know if they were being a bit more laid back about the situation or something like that.
Yeah, know what you mean. It should have had more of like a realistic, like, I'm gonna hurt, not like I'm saying like now, like, I'm gonna hurt you, Randy, or something. Like, just like things. Yeah, could have made it.
You got. Yeah, it's coming for you, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what because you would say stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like Undertaker was like, "Oh, you're gonna get it, boy."
Yeah.
And then when Undertaker cut him, hurt himself, like for smashing the car mirror or something like that, and he's like, "Oh, look what you made me do, boy."
Yeah, should add more of that.
And then AJ Styles like, "Don't bury me, man. Don't bury me, please." So they had stuff to say, which made sense. It was just weird to hear it empty.
Yeah. And then after this, at Backlash? WrestleMania Backlash, for some reason it was called that. Was that next year? But either way, then they had the best wrestling match ever. I think that was the title of the match.
Yeah. Now, this is why I think, by the way, they named it that, right? I don't know specifically, but because they had Panic at the Disco and The Greatest Showman at the same time, right? Playing as the promo for the match.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just wanted that. They decided, oh yeah, this is the video package we want to put together. This is the song we want to use with the video package.
Yeah.
And The Greatest Showman is obviously the greatest show, yeah? So this is the greatest wrestling match ever. And I was watching the match, and oh, by the way, this is where they had the performance center people.
Yeah.
In the crowd with the plastic barricade things.
Yeah.
So, and they piped in the noise as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think that kind of gave it a better... It did give it an atmosphere that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And definitely they needed something because they must have worked out by the Wrestlemania.
Yeah, that you need something, some sort of reaction or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this match was good. I liked it.
I thought it was... I like Samoa Joe commentary.
Yeah.
I thought it was overhyped for what they were saying it was, but they already put themselves in a bad position by claiming it was going to be what it was.
Yeah.
Before they even done them, before... Like, it'd have to be super amazing because there's been a lot of great wrestling matches.
But I also think they named it that as like sort of tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, yeah. Well, if that's the case,
Yeah.
But if you said this is going to be one of the greatest wrestling matches ever, I could get that, yeah?
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't, you don't... But to claim it is the greatest wrestling match ever seemed like it was more of a marketing ploy thing, and then people are going to pay to watch it to see if it's true, to see if it's untrue, or to see how how it's going to end up.
Yeah.
And I think devoid of the super hype, it'd have been a fine match. Unless, other than there's too many finished kickouts towards the end, right?
Yeah. Yes, that is true. But yeah, it was good. And then after this, during this match, Edge got injured. Yeah. Tori's pectoral muscle.
What was during this match where I thought the finish was to kick him. So he beat Randy Orton in the last man standing match.
Yeah.
So I assumed. Well, I didn't assume he was going to lose the greatest wrestling match ever. But when he got punted in the head, I was like, all right, they're going to write him off because he's part time. Not part time, but his contract stipulates how many matches he's going to have.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, but you're saying he actually got legit injured as well?
Yeah, he like Tori's tricep.
Oh, during the match, yeah?
Yeah, because this match was pre-taped and everything, so like if I remember correctly, like pre-taped, and they worked out the spots and everything.
Okay.
So I think during the recording, he injured it and just went through and finished the match. Yeah. So then,
I mean, like. What I have to say is, I don't. Sometimes it all depends. It all has to depend on how the severity, how severe you believe your injury is. Yeah. But sometimes some people are stupid and stubborn.
Yeah, that is so true. So true.
Yeah. Sometimes people got to get protected from this themselves.
Yeah. That is.
But if say H had the torn triceps in the match, right? But he could finish the rest of it without, because it's pre-taped as well, so it's much easier. So he could just as long as he doesn't have to do a lot of things with that particular torn tricep, you can finich that.
Yeah.
It's not like it just, if you're in an actual match and you tore a tricep, or how like Triple H tore his pec, or
his quad.
yeah. That stuff is different. You can't pause it.
No, not at all. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh.
So so he got kicked and he disappeared, aka he had to heal, right?
Yeah. And then so he was out for a couple of months, and then he came back again at the Royal Rumble. Why is it like that? Yeah, he came back at the Royal Rumble, eliminated Randy Orton again. And so he won, and he's like, "Yay, I'm going to WrestleMania. This is my last chance, basically, to become champion."
Yeah.
And then he then So that happened. Yeah, so because Randy Orton was, I think if I remember correctly, was gearing up to have his feud with the Fiend. Yeah, so whatever. So he was going around saying he doesn't know who he's gonna choose to fight at WrestleMania. Is he gonna fight Finn Balor for the NXT title? Is he gonna fight Drew McIntyre for the WWE title or Roman Reigns? So that went on for a couple of months, and then at Elimination Chamber, I can't remember who Roman was facing, because I know at Royal Rumble he faced Kevin Owens.
Royal Rumble. Sorry, hold on. What was that? My head just completely missed it. What was that? You were saying?
Because
I know. Roman Reigns had a match with Kevin Owens, but he also had a Royal Rumble match with Kevin Owens before as well. So it kind of, I'm mismatching myself when you said that.
Because I was talking about Elimination Chamber.
Right. Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
Trying to think who you fought. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, so Roman had a title match against Daniel Bryan at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And then Edge came out at the end, spearing Roman, saying basically, "Yep, you're the one I'm facing at WrestleMania for the Universal title." And like, oh, that's cool. All right, yay. And then the build, somehow Daniel Bryan got put into this match.
Yeah.
Which made it, I actually love this match. I think this match is awesome. So it became a triple threat, and everyone thought, okay.
What they should have done, by the way, what they should have done, but they didn't, what they should have just done was, well, wait, did he have both titles at that point? I think he did, right?
No, he had one.
But did he only have one?
Yeah, Universal
title. Okay, sorry, yeah. No, okay. Maybe, yeah, all right. Well, my thing wouldn't have worked then in that case.
Yes.
If you had both titles, you could have said one person won the title shot for that, and then one person won the title shot for that, and then you could have a triple threat match. But yeah.
That would make sense. So then, night 2, if I remember correctly, it was a triple threat match for the title, and it was awesome because it was just literally like just all out people just getting thrown about. Jey Uso came in, he got speared. It was insanity. I enjoyed this match. But Edge lost as he got speared by Roman, and then I think Roman speared Daniel Bryan as well. He stacked them, and oh gosh, that was the best. So yeah. But like, I think it was good though because they established Roman. Yep.
Also, it's like he took out the two guys at once, even though, and the way he stacked them is like, yeah, I did it. I beat both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, that's not what happened in the match, you know. It's a triple threat match. It's not a 2-on-1 match.
No, he stacked them and then made a T-shirt of him stacking them. But yeah.
But it made perfect sense, though.
Yeah. And I was just reading this. You know that because of this as well, Edge was the first man to win 2 Royal Rumbles, but lost both of the matches at WrestleMania. Wow, that's a good record to have, I guess. Sorry. That's so weird. Oh. So then after this, Edge disappeared for 2 months. And he came back and...
By the way, as well, Daniel Bryan then had a match with Roman Reigns on a SmackDown, which was the career versus title match, yeah?
Yep.
And so Roman Reigns got his extra heat by ending the career of WWE career of Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Yep. And so
which helped him, by the way. As far as this point, by the way, it's like the stuff they Edge and Daniel Bryan are working with Roman, and it elevates Roman.
Yeah.
And they don't suffer for it, by the way. They Edge is one of those people that can float up and down the card, like AJ Styles, like Daniel Bryan, like Christian.
Yeah.
Right. You can go up and down the card, and you're always a threat.
Yeah.
But sometimes, obviously, when you do like that, they some people they're just pushing, right?
Yeah.
You know when Ambrose won the Intercontinental title, then he won the World title.
Yeah.
And then he got pushed back to Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Right? And then he didn't even make it to the. Then he was on a pre-show of WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah.
Dude is not getting treated with respect to the level of where he's supposed to be. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. It was kind of.
It's just like, yes, he could take those losses, but we ain't. But we as the company don't seem to have faith in him, or he doesn't have our backing or something. Because it's different also when Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns win the Intercontinental title US title, and you're like, yeah, but it's still getting some sort of notoriety from it. Anyways, side tangent there, randomly.
Okay.
But Edge, back to Edge, back to your
And then Edge came back, attacking Jimmy Uso and Roman, because Jimmy just came back from being injured as well, and he challenged Roman to a match for the Universal title at Money in the Bank. Well, I thought again, I was like, okay, this is where Edge could win it.
Yeah.
And then Edge was on the verge of winning the match, and then Seth Rollins, he interferes, and I can't remember why, because there's a little backstory to this. If I remember correctly, I can't remember. Anyway, something happened which made that was it. No, Edge. That was it. That was it. Let me go back. Seth Rollins tried to challenge Roman for the title, but Edge got the shot instead, and that pissed off Seth. So Seth interfered in the match, which led to Edge and Seth having a match at SummerSlam. Yep, I remember now. Yeah. I remember. And Edge, they feuded for a bit at SummerSlam. Edge beat Seth with a crossface.
Yeah.
But
Edge was using quite a bit in the greatest wrestling match ever, and even in the Last Man Standing match. So, good that he's added. So he another like additional moves to his repertoire.
Yeah.
Even though when he does it, it's not like the opponent person's arm is to the side. He's like their arms are a bit more forward, and he's got it kind of blocked a bit more straighter.
Yeah. Or sometimes he would use the chair leg and put it in their mouth.
Is this where also he started using the iron pipe in the people's mouths?
Yeah. And then that feud continued for a while. Then Seth injured, or I say quote unquote, injured Edge. I said that really weird. Edge. And put him in hospital for a while, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then before getting drafted to Raw, they have a match at Hell in a Cell. Sorry, in a Hell in a Cell at Crown Jewels. Sorry.
Yeah.
And but leading up to this is where Seth started doing more of the Joker angle of his thing, innit, where he was just insane. And he broke into Edge's house.
Okay.
Yeah. Edge was like, you can't do that. That's my fam. You can't bring in our thing, make it personal, coming to my house, trying to mess with my kid and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is where Edge made a random reference to the Revival. Sorry, not a Revival, FTR. Because he's on the phone and goes, Dave and whatever the other person, whatever their real names are.
Yeah.
Can you get to my house and sort this out? That was a
right.
So they all live close together, apparently.
Yeah.
And then so they had their Hell in a Cell match, and Edge won again. Yeah, so Edge won that feud. And then after that, Edge got into a feud with The Miz, and which sparked Beth Phoenix to come back. So it was The Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix.
And speaking of Bulletproof as well before, I think The Miz is one of those at a certain level, by the way. It's not like every time he gets a sniff at the main event, by the way, right? At the world title, you're like, yeah. I don't think he's going to win it, right? And when he did win it, the 2 Money in the Bank times, you're like, yeah, but yeah. But as far as upper mid card to lower mid card,
yeah,
right, he could lose to anyone in that bracket,
yeah,
even the headliner. But I'm just saying, if he's mainly just in that upper/lower mid card bracket,
yeah,
he could lose to anyone, right, and still maintain his heat. So
yeah,
good on the Miz. He knows what his job is.
Yeah, and he's making millions out of it. So hey,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So no matter, we could
right.
say whether Maurice and Miz as a tag team probably have a really bad win record.
Yeah,
But
in real life they're winning. So
yeah.
So you want to see it.
Except when the only thing they ain't winning is when Miz is on up, down, down and losing all his actual titles to Xavier Woods.
Yeah. Still can't believe he puts those up.
He put Maurice's Divas title up as well.
Oh,
and now and he lost it.
He needs to learn to quit.
And then Xavier Woods is basically just saying, look, all the titles, right?
Yeah.
Are always on the line when we have his title versus whatever title match. Yeah. You win one match, you can win them all back.
Wow.
And then I think Miz had to go and buy another version of the Intercontinental title to put back in his house from the one day he lost, or something like that. Miz has lost quite a bit of titles to Xavier Woods. Anyways.
Oh, wait, I got that wrong. So, at day one, it was Edge versus The Miz, just normally.
Yeah.
And then at Royal Rumble, later on, that month, it was the It couple, which is The Miz and Maurice, versus the Grit couple, which was Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
In a mixed tag. That was pretty cool, because I think, if I remember correctly, they both did... Edge and Beth did synchronized glam slams, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And then Edge would go on to start feuding with AJ Styles. Yeah. So he was still a face at this time. He's like, I want to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania because AJ Styles is great, and I've never fought AJ Styles, so this would be great.
Well, yeah, but it's only logical, right? I guess if you're someone like Edge, right, and you got this power in your contract to say, I just want to work with these particular people.
Yeah.
Not to be like you can nasty or mean about it. It's just that you come back, you've only got a certain set of dates, in your a certain amount of matches you're going to have in your contract. Yeah, why not work with someone that you want to work with?
Yeah. It'd be stupid not to.
Yeah.
So then their feud's kind of built on wasn't no face or heel at this point. And then it weren't till WrestleMania itself where Edge turned heel and what was it? And then Damian Priest come out and he was the person who helped Edge win. And then this was the birth of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
When it had an E in it, and then it changed to without an E later on. So Damian Priest joined. So he's beefing with AJ for a bit. And then Rhea Ripley later joins when Edge and AJ have a rematch at Judgment Day. And... so they're like, we need to... AJ's like, I need help. I need to get someone on my side. So then Finn Balor gets involved in this. I don't know why. And then also, because this led to Rhea Ripley turning on, what's her name? Liv Morgan, because I think it was tag team part.
And then you had Bullet Club.
Yeah.
But not, right?
Yeah.
Which would have been good, by the way. Styles, Finn Balor. I know Liv Morgan would have been just but she was, it's not as if she's joined these two for no reason.
No.
Yeah.
She had a reason to join because, her and Rhea.
Yeah.
And then they lose the 6-man tag match against Priest, Edge, and Rhea.
Yeah.
At Hell in a Cell. And then the next night on Raw, Edge gets jumped out.
Well, Balor joins the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Only for them to kick Edge out of it.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, but wouldn't you? Maybe Gallows and Anderson weren't around at this point, right?
No,
you could have just Bullet Club at that point, and then yeah.
But I liked it. I was like, okay, you never kind of saw that coming. He's like, you know what? I saw the light, and it's better to be with them than against them. And then that was the little embrace. Like, yeah, that's cool. And then Damien Priest was like, but Edge, you're the weakest link. And he's like, what? And they just like beat the crap out of him. Yeah. And he gets raised to Edge for a table, so he's gone for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I think the real reason though why Edge left, because they want to take Judgment. Okay, this was still Vince at this time as well. Yeah. He wanted to take Judgment Day down a supernatural route, and Edge was like, I don't get why you want to do that. So
even though he could have just turned them into like, he could have just started doing more of the Bruce Angle style stuff, not supernatural vampires and stuff. They could have tweaked it that way, which would then still be Edge vampires with a bunch of vampires or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like you're saying, the supernatural. Okay, clearly it brought Finn Balor, the demon, right?
Yeah.
So are we going to go into symbiote demon exorcist possession route, or what are we exactly going to do?
Yeah.
And then you look at Judgment Day now, by the way. Yeah. And it's like, what the stuff that you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Isn't even there anyways.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, that's a bit of a well, a bit stupid. Yeah. So then, so all that happened. So effectively, Edge turned face.
Yeah.
And then Edge returned at SummerSlam to help the Mysterios, who were feuding with Judgment Day as well, and they were basically bullying Dom.
Rhea Ripley's Ripley was bullying Dom.
And then at Clash of the Castle, it was meant to be Judgment Day.
Oh, I also joke, by the way, that Rhea Ripley was making Dom sub, actually.
Yeah, he was, yeah. Dom was a sub, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so, Clash of the Castle was coming, and the Mysterios went to fight Judgment Day again, but Edge was like, hey, Ray, me and you should work together. And Ray's like, that's a good idea. But Dom's like, hey, but I'm your son. And he's like, no, it's cool, son. Edge. I've known Edge for like 20 years, and he's a good wrestler. You're still kind of meh, so I'm gonna go with Edge.
At this point, Dom, all your gimmick is that you are my son.
Yeah, literally, that was your gimmick.
No, you got nothing else. You got nothing else, boy.
No, you have no character at this point. You're just my son. Yeah. Who carries me on his shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then,
and that Ray's carrying with just pure charisma.
Yeah, which is hilarious. And then, so Clash of the Castle comes. They have a tag team match. Edge and Rey Mysterio win. And as they're embracing, Dom comes in. And Edge goes to shake Dom's hand. Dom shakes his hand and then kicks him in the dick.
Yeah.
And then Ray's like, hey, what are you doing? That's Edge. He's known you since you was a child. And then Dom's like, I don't care, Dad. Clotheslined him. And then Finn Balor's in the ring just laughing the whole time this is going on. And then you're like, wait, what's going on? And then, and then I think comes Raw or something, you find out that no, sorry, not Raw, it wouldn't be SmackDown. Either way, Dom has joined the Judgment Day, and this is when Dom actually becomes a fully formed character.
Yep. Good on Dom. And then Edge was having... Okay, so Edge started feuding with Balor over this.
Yeah.
But it's a shame that he never got a match with Dom, because I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah.
Only because he's gone through all the other people. Like, he's feuding with Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And people wanted to get Dom beat up by Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a shame that it never happened.
No.
It would have been even funnier, though. Okay. Am I going to skip a lot, but you can just tell me, because I'm jumping straight to the Elimination Chamber?
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so where Edge and Beth Phoenix were having a match against Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And I would have preferred Judgment Day to win this.
Yeah.
Because I think it would have made more sense, because then there's still the WrestleMania match where Finn Balor and Demon Finn Balor and Edge are having, where Edge wins. So give Judgment Day a win, right?
Yeah.
But even if Balor and Ripley were to lose here, then you have Dom and Rhea Ripley beat Edge and Beth Phoenix. Shenanigans, all elimination, all Judgment Day jumped them, whatever, right? But it would have been funny to have that, then Judgment Day to win, like Dominic pinning Edge or something like that. Yeah. And but yeah, no, even though the match was fine itself, right?
Actually,
I would have probably had Ripley pin Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, would have made more sense.
Or if you want to extend the feud that way it was going, should have Balor pin Edge.
Yeah,
because going into WrestleMania, if you're gonna make Demon Finn Balor lose to Edge, which I know we had a little we don't agree on certain bits of it, right? But I'm fine with Edge winning if Judgment Day took a win before that or something like that,
Yeah.
Even though I would say in the long run, did Edge need the win to defeat Demon Finn Balor? Probably not. It doesn't. Edge is already Edge. It's not gonna.
But in the long way as well, did Judgment Day need to win? Because look at Judgment Day now. They're like the hottest thing in wrestling. So would that have done a difference?
I don't think it affected any of them, right? It only affected Demon Finn Balor.
But like, I think from what I've heard as well, he was kind of getting bored of the Demon anyway. So who cares?
Didn't need to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to put it, for special events.
Yeah. I think the only thing we sort of did miss out was at Extreme Rules. Edge and Balor had a I Quit match, and Edge lost because they got Beth Phoenix and they was gonna concerto her.
Yeah.
And Edge, and I think Edge was tied up or something, so that he said, I quit. But then they still gave her a concerto anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, standard heel shenanigans, and then standard heel go back on your word thing, because that's standard heel, isn't it?
And that's something he was.
But I don't think something like that doesn't help Balor, because not only can he not defeat Edge or be like looking like Edge is equal, he had his entire group attack Edge, and then also they didn't make Edge quit because of everything they done to Edge.
But then when you think about as a heel and see like movie wise, this is the ultimate bad guy thing to do.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes Judgment Day seem more menacing than they should. Like, it gives them more like menacing. Like, they don't mind. They'll still murder a mother. They don't care. So, so then that happened, and then what we just spoke about, Elimination Chamber. And then that led to Edge came back and he answered Austin Fury's open challenge for the US title match, and then Edge was gonna win. Balor interfered, and Edge was like, no, I've had enough of you, Balor. We got to end this now. WrestleMania, you and me, Hell in a Cell. And we're like, oh, okay. So Hell in a Cell happened, like we just spoke about. Edge won. Yeah. Edge won, because we already spoke about this before, so it's not really a big thing about it. And then after that, the draft, Edge got hurt, if I remember correctly. No, Balor got hurt, but he got the ladder thrown in his head. And then Edge disappeared for a bit. Then they had the draft. He got drafted to SmackDown, and then he had one match on SmackDown where it was him, AJ, and Rey Mysterio in a triple threat match in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, which AJ won, who went on to face Seth, and Seth won, blah, blah, blah. And then we didn't see Edge forever until August, where he was celebrating his 25 years in WWE.
Yeah, even though technically speaking, when there's a 9-year gap, but hey,
It wasn't. Nah. But anyway, well, technically he was still part of it, or whatever. Not wrestling, but anyway. And then, he had his final match against Sheamus, which people thought was just a nothing match, but there's actually backstories behind this match as well.
Go on, give it.
Yeah, so basically, because of Sheamus, Edge kind of found out he could wrestle again, because he was on one of the Celtic workouts. He was doing an exercise or something, and he was like, and I think he took a bump, and he was like, wait, that didn't hurt. So then he went to his doctors and like, oh wait, you've not healed, but you're physically able to wrestle. Let's do some tests. And fast forward, and then he came back to wrestling. So that's why he had his last match in WWE with Sheamus, because if it weren't for Sheamus.
Yeah. Which wasn't a bad match, actually.
No, it wasn't. That was quite good.
It was in Toronto. He was getting his hero's welcome and whatnot, and they made a thing of it as well.
Yeah.
So good, a good. Like not a lot of people will get a good send off.
Yeah, no.
If anyone deserved one, it was Edge. Dean Ambrose got a decent send off.
Yeah.
It could have been worse, right? But
worse,
I think because his other two Shield buddies kind of had his back.
Yeah.
And they thought maybe he would come back. He was feuding with. He was losing to EC3, who was a jobber.
Yeah.
Who else was he putting over? He was putting over someone else. And then they tried to make him feud with Nia Jax, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
So
But I think nowadays, I think people get a good send off. If I'm honest, now that
it depends. I guess depends how much you might think they want you back, and where they view you position wise.
Yeah.
And how much they valued your service.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Bryan actually got a good send off as well.
Yeah. But he also left on good terms. So
yeah. And then your boy Edge finally come to All Elite Wrestling AEW, where he tried to steal the limelight from my boy Christian.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for Christian to say to Adam Copeland, "Your father's dead."
That's coming. I can tell that's coming.
And they could just say that's the whole point of all this stuff that Christian ever started, is because the first person he knew and his best friend for all this time had a dead father.
Yeah.
Trying to steal my father.
Yeah.
And now have to look after all the young boys, so their fathers, pass on the knowledge, like what they should have learned from what I learned.
It's such like a wrong gimmick, but it's so hilarious.
But no, I'm certain at some point as well, they're gonna reconcile and
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you reckon they're gonna win the AEW tag titles after they rejoin?
I don't know, because then I don't know. I would like it, but I wouldn't want to like it. I don't want to like it at the same time. Because not getting wrong, like 50-year-old men winning the tag team titles is a bit weird. But
but it can't. It's not as if, first of all, they can't go because they had an extremely lengthy time away from wrestling.
Yeah. But it's kind of like, cool, all right. These two old men are gonna if they win it and then vacate it afterwards, I'm fine with it. But it's like, okay.
No. I think even in tag matches, when you there's 4 people in a tag match, so even if you only do a quarter of the what you need to for the whole match. So not to say the opponents can carry them, but they can also help each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I prefer if they challenge for the tag titles then lose rather than them win it,
or the career versus tag titles.
Yeah.
That's the final in their final whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think the other thing as well is, now that Edge has come out, he's got the Metalingus, right? He actually come out with that. Christian needs to have Evanescence actually sing his theme song when he comes out with that title at some point, even if they just use it for this thing.
Yeah.
Because at some point, Edge is going to challenge for the TNT title. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think he should win it, because I don't say he's beyond or above it, but Christian's doing a lot of work with it, so he's better to have Christian win it to close. Anyways, but after an energetic entrance like Metalingus, you need some other oomph.
Yeah.
Where they started playing for Final Countdown and what's it called? What's the other one for Paige? For Saraya.
What was it? We Will Rock You, innit?
Yeah, and they had they paid for particular songs as well for particular people on big events. So I think they should. I think they should just license "Holding My Last Breath."
It's not like
by Evanescence for Christian Cage, because you're gonna have them vocals, and then it's like a more of a big match, massive, like a bigger thing.
What they should do is get his. They should probably buy the song, because I doubt the people even exist anymore. Waterproof Blonde. He's.
You reckon they could just pay out for that?
Yeah. Because that sounds like...
They could do that as well.
Yeah, just...
The close your eyes. But have you seen, by the way, have you heard the Your Father's Dead remix?
No, oh gosh, no, I haven't.
Okay, so you know Christian's theme songs, do, yeah?
Yeah.
And then he goes, you had a father, but your father's dead.
Wow.
That was great.
That is so bad. But I love it.
Great stuff. And like, I don't know how he's just it's out of order, but it's memed so much that it's like it's gone to the other way where it's hilarious.
Where it's like hilarious, like, so I hear you have a father, stuff like that.
Yeah. And I think Christian is doing great work for that title.
Yeah.
And as it relates to Edge, I do think they're going to build to a program with them.
Yeah, they have to.
Maybe one of, I guess, like Chris Jericho and Lance Storm, where they want to work with their opponents before they actually end their career.
Yeah. If you close your eyes. Yeah. Can't wait, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I highly enjoyed Edge's stint in the World Wrestling Entertainment landscape. Yeah.
Yep, and you're hoping that he will do well in AEW. There's lots of people for him to have matches with, lots of variety, lots of people that he can what's it called? Give the rub to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm quite
and being the type of where he is ranking, like I said, yeah. He could take wins and losses, and it don't really. I mean, he could take a lot of losses, and it wouldn't really affect him.
No, not all. At this point in his life.
Yeah, it depends. Obviously, if he's going there to elevate talent, obviously he's got to reestablish himself, right?
Yeah.
But you know, you can lose and still look good, or you can have like people that you build, have competitive matches with, and make them look good while they lose. You know?
Yeah. Well, I can see it. Yeah, I don't see him winning the AEW title, and I hope he doesn't, because it's kind of like
tag title, or maybe he'll win that TNT title of Christian, because if that's the way that feud's going to end up.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see. I'm looking forward to it. At first, I was like, oh, I shouldn't go there. Now I'm like, you know what? Let him do what he wants to do. Who am I to tell him where to go? So yeah, just want him to.
Well, look, want him to be safe, because I wonder in a full-time contract exactly.
That's the thing, though. I don't think he's going to be full-time.
Yeah. Do you reckon that it's like the whole Hogan full-time contracts, where you have a set amount of matches you have, but you are there to do promos and whatnot as well?
Yeah.
That counts as full-time on the road.
Yeah.
Where Hogan would do all his matches at the beginning of the year, and they could just slack off for the other half of the year.
Yeah, I think it'll be something like that, because all right, fair enough, he's healthier now, but like he's at that age where, like, you know, your body's not as what's the nicest way of putting it, as durable as it used to be. So, and he doesn't exactly wrestle like a sort of Hogan style, so
yeah,
him wrestling every week is not gonna be very good.
Well, yeah.
Especially like the matches he had when he was younger and stuff like that, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because look at Jeff Hardy; he was trying to wrestle every week, and like he's injured every other day nowadays. So you know.
Jeff Hardy also with other problems, probably stemming from injuries as well.
Yeah. So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Take it easy, guys. You know.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, that'll close us up for this. This episode.
Yes, I love Edge.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm not afraid to admit it. Yeah, I love the man. I got a picture of him, so you know I'm happy. Yeah, so that's
as well. Signed picture.
No, just a picture of me and him together. It's awesome.
Yes. Did you Photoshop Beth Phoenix out of the picture?
Oh no, she's not been there. It's literally just me and him.
You made sure she wasn't there.
I made sure she wasn't there. I paid to get this picture taken, so you know.
Beth, get out of the picture. It's just me and my boy.
Me and my role model, you know. Rated R.
Oh, so that means what I'm gonna see is you're gonna be just hooking up with random women and then videoing yourself live.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I won't be doing that. Oh gosh. Yes, that's closing us up. Thank you for listening to us talk about the career of, don't know if I'm gonna get used to calling him this, Adam Copeland. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and his journey through the WWE. Were you a fan of Mr. Copeland? And if you were, you can let us know by leaving us a comment or a tweet or Instagram message, that lovely stuff. And you can do that by following us on our social media platforms such as Twitter or Instagram. And you can find that all in the description. Sorry, in the description part. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to us, our channel. That should be very nice. And nothing else I can think of. So until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.